This is such a predicament of Cirrus research. This episode of the Cirrus Foundation series focuses on the size premium. That's the traditional small versus large cap debate. The Foundation series is effectively a tutorial for strategy research. There's tons of material we cover, lots of models we build, and we find that this Foundation series allows us to go into some of the details of the model making business. In this case, in this instance, Georgiana Fung walks through, building an equity size premium model. There's lots of beliefs of what drives small caps versus large. Everybody's got their views of it. We've been able to take a look more empirically at variables that seem to matter. In a number of instances, I think there are popular claims that when small caps are cheap, you buy them. If that were the case in the last few years, we should be in this massive small cap rally. Small caps today trade at a historical discount. That said, there are lots of other things that go into this, such as credit access, earnings expectations, market volatility, etc. So in this episode, she walks through the critical components that come together that focuses on our Cirrus equity size premium.
Thank you for the introduction, Sacha. This is Georgiana Fung of Cirrus Research. Now that Sacha had gone over the motivation behind the model, I will go over the building blocks and the implications for the market. So let's jump right into it. This is our Cirrus Tactical Size Premium model, also called the CTSP for short, and it measures the relative attractiveness of small versus large cap stocks. And I have to emphasize that it is a tactical model because it is based on fast-moving information. So that point's very important here. And we standardize the model using z-scores. So anything that's over 1 in this upper band here is significant small cap call. And anything that is underneath this area here, -1, is significant for a large cap call. So right now it's calling to buy large caps, and we've had this call in the model since August of last year. And we also have a neutral band, so that's when the model can be indifferent to either size class. And then we have anything that is mildly positive for either one, so anything that is in this light gray shaded area, more than 0.5 is mildly positive for small. Anything that is below this -0.5 band is mildly positive for large. And right now, again, it is at a reading of -1.9, which means is very significant, and it's a firm buy large call right now. And you see our calls through time. This is the relative small cap versus large cap performance. So anything that is trending upward is a small cap outperformance. Anything that is trending lower is small cap underperformance. And we have the model going back to 1990, and it started with a buy small call here. And anything in the maroon, these dots, are buy small caps. Anything in dark blue is buy large cap. So you see back in time when we had the buy small cap call, we have the outperformance of small caps. Same here. Anything that the model had deemed to be important to be buying large, we have small cap underperformance. So it's worked pretty well for us through time. And this is the components for a model. There are 8 of them in total. And this is where we're going to roll up our sleeves. There are 8 components in total. 3 of them are fixed income based. The rest of them are equity based. The first 2, we're just looking at spreads in the market. First is the yield curve. The second is the high yield option adjusted spread. So if you just look at the yield curve in general, when spreads are wide, that's when volatility tends to be low in the economy. That's when we allocate to small caps. So same thing with the high yield justice spreads. Both of them are leaning large at the moment. One's leaning large, one is firmly buy large, but both of them have large cap bias right now. The third of the fixed income indicator is the Cirrus High Yield Relative Value Model, and that's just simply the Russell 2000 over the high yield index. What we have found in our research is that there's a mean reversion tendency in this ratio, meaning when small caps underperform, it will revert back to the mean. So when the ratio is low, we tend to allocate more to small caps. And right now, the ratio is pretty high right now. So, they've run for a long time, and it's just time to buy large at the moment. And a significant score of 2.6 if you round it up. So that's the Z-score here. So the rest of them are equity-based. Two of them measure market extremes, which is the CPQ here. We call it the Cirrus polarization quotient. The second is the VIX. So they all measure volatility in the market in a way. The CPQ measures crowding in the market, or also what we call polarization. And there's a mean reversion tendency in this indicator as well. We particularly find it helpful to be a contraindicator. So when the CPQ is high, that means we'll allocate to small caps. Nick on our team had covered this topic previously in one video from the Foundation series, and you can actually find it on the website if you're interested in more. And the same thing for VIX when it's high, and we measure it using the CBOE Market Volatility Index. So when volatility is high, we allocate to small caps. So these two measure the extremes in the market, and they're both either neutral or pointing to large cap at the moment. So none of them are indicating small cap bias right now when you look at them over time. And the last of these indicators are fundamental based. And we also look at the same variables in our stock selection process. How are these groups growing? What are the expectations in them? And how are they priced? So the first of these three is the top line growth. And it's pointing to large cap bias at the moment because right now the profit cycle is slowing. And it's fairly significant right now because if you look at the Z-score, it's 2.5. And anything, again, over 1 is deemed significant in the model. And the second of these is the expectations measured by the relative upward revisions. Naturally, if there's a pickup in expectations for small caps versus large, we would go to small. So right now, it's fairly neutral at the moment at negative 0.33. And lastly, we look at valuations. So if small caps are undervalued, we simply buy small caps. Right now, it is saying to buy small caps because small caps are very discounted right now compared to historical standards. A Z-score of negative 1.3 or 1.36 to be precise. But simply if you look at in the grand scheme of things, one that says buy large, the rest is either neutral or large cap bias. Our indicator, our model is going to lean towards a large cap call. So again, the model uses Z-scores. So anything that is over 1 or less than negative 1 is significant, and the model is pointing to a large cap call right now. And that is the only one that's pointing to small caps at the moment. So in terms of applying all these components that you saw in the model to the market, we applied it using a back test. So since 1990, we've kept track of the performance of small caps enhanced with the model versus just a pure passive index. So we repeated the exercise for small caps on the left here and large cap on the right. And what you'll see is that when we use the model, you see the blue line is actually far more superior than the maroon line, which was the passive benchmark. So same for large cap there. But the only difference between small and large is that you see the bigger gap here in outperformance when we use a model. And that equates to, over time, a 200 basis, more than 200 basis outperformance if you look at the annualized results. And on a risk-adjusted basis, the model does perform better. So this small cap now, 0.35 Sharpe ratio versus a 0.29 Sharpe ratio. So same thing if you look at large cap. It's a far more superior risk-adjusted performance. Now, I know there's been a lot of indicators behind the model that I went on first. So just to recap a little bit. The CTSP measures the relative attractiveness of small versus large cap stocks. And basically, the intuition behind the model is based on investment risk and fundamentals from both the fixed income and equity markets. The components have a pretty good consensus right now in a large cap bias, but as you've seen in the past, there are times that the two markets are not consistent, and we have then neutral signals in the model. And right now, you saw that small caps are very undervalued, but every single other component is either neutral or pointing to a large cap bias. So that supports the overall large cap call for the model. And what we've also seen is that the backtest results for the model is pretty productive. We've had the more than 200 basis points of performance simply from the large cap backtest. And where you'll find this model is in the Cirrus Signal report. And this is published monthly, and you can also find that on our website. And that pretty much concludes this episode of the Foundation series for the Cirrus Size Premium model. And if you have any questions or would like a copy of the introduction report, please feel free to contact us, or you can also get the information from our website as well. Thank you.